So I got this plaque for passing 100,000 subscribers, but imagine if your channel was on here and you had 100,000 subscribers. So what if I told you that your audience on YouTube is already out there? Regardless of where you're at right now, whether you've got 0 subscribers, maybe a few hundred like I have right now making this video, why are you not thinking bigger? I want to show you how to tap into this. I want to show you how to actually find the audience that's already out there to bring them to your channel and start watching your videos. So if you're just getting started on YouTube, it can be a pretty demoralizing place, let's be honest. I mean, it's super inspiring. It's amazing. There's so many opportunities, but at the same time, you might be sat there thinking, well, I have literally no subscribers. I have 1 subscriber. I have like this audience size of like 5 people watching my stuff. What's the point doing it? Is this ever going to grow into something meaningful and bigger? And you maybe even look at other people's channels. Say, for example, someone is super successful already, and then they decide to start a second channel, and they can instantly just figure out how to make that second channel blow up faster. And yet you feel like you're sat there just going through the motions and not growing as fast as everybody else. The thing is, like, you need to start thinking bigger from the beginning. Doesn't matter what audience size you have right now. Even if you have 0 subscribers and you're watching this video, or you have 100 or whatever, you need to start thinking like about your channel and your audience size based on where you want to be, not the current size it is at. Because that simple mindset shift will alter how you show up, how you think about your videos, how you think about your channel, and just how you come across in general. And when we're making videos on YouTube, the connection that you make with somebody is the thing that grows channels. That's how you find your audience. Instead of trying to make videos that trigger the algorithm and all that crap, and you actually understand how to make videos that pull at people's heartstrings, that is what is going to trigger the algorithm to show it to more people. That is what is ultimately going to grow your channel and get your videos in front of more of the right people. Like if I look at some of the best performing videos on the channels that I've made, a lot of the ones that have done really well are the ones where I've spoken from the heart, I've had more energy, I've actually like thought about things, I've actually spoken the truth. I'm not reading from like a teleprompter. Sometimes I do speak from notes, it's just nice. Like now I've got some notes on the screen, but you know, I'm not reading like line by line on like a very, very professional script, because I think that's super natural and not what people want who are watching these videos. You should start thinking about showing up more no matter what size your audience is. Because I know a lot of people will think, well, if I've only got 1 or 2 subscribers, what's the point of me showing up? I'll start showing up and being better on camera when I get this audience size or when I reach this level. But the reality is, you should start thinking about your channel right now in terms of where you want it to be, not its current size, because that is what is limiting you. Don't believe as well what you see. So sometimes vanity metrics like views, subscribers, can all get a bit all-encompassing and a bit misleading, because you could put a really great video out and it could get a handful of views, handful of comments, like not too much engagement in terms of what you're expecting. But remember, there is also a silent majority of people who are going to find and watch your videos, right? And you will start to come across people comment on your videos, things like, oh wow, I thought this channel would be much bigger than it already is. Right? When you start get comments like that, that is when people are resonating with your content. You're putting out good stuff, they're seeing your work, but they think, oh, this sort of work and this sort of stuff should only be available to people with bigger channels and bigger subscriber numbers and stuff. But actually, that's not true at all. This is why I get so hyped up with, or revved up with subscriber numbers and view counts. If you're putting out videos on a channel that is primarily there to teach somebody something, i.e. an educational channel, the views and subscribers really don't matter as much as you think they do. Like, you should never judge a channel's success and how much money that creator is making, how well they're doing, based on how many subscribers they have. Because I can tell you now, from experience, it is absolute bullshit. It's so not true. And it misleads people. People think like, oh look, like this channel here has 100,000 subscribers. This guy must be doing pretty well. Granted, this channel does make a fair bit of money off YouTube AdSense and all the other brand deals that I have going on with that. But I have other channels as well in different niches teaching different things that have less than 10,000 subscribers, like literally a few thousand subscribers, but make considerably a lot of money from just teaching people things, teaching people skills, sharing passions I have, and sharing the knowledge I have. It's a different strategy. That's an entertainment channel. That's different than sharing educational content. I think educational content nowadays is such a fulfilling way to build an income and a lifestyle on YouTube versus entertainment. Like entertainment, I'll just give you a bit of an idea of what it's like. So like, you have all these channels like Mr. Beast, Ryan Trahan, all these people who put out videos, and the goal is to maximize views. If they can't get views, they can't make money from AdSense. That's the way it works. So you're constantly chasing views. You're constantly on this hamster wheel of getting views. What's going to get more clicks? What's going to keep people most engaged? And it's super tiring making these videos over and over and over again. Now, obviously, if you can make an absolute shit ton of money with an entertainment channel, you just can. If you get videos that go viral, you can make really good money. But YouTube AdSense still pays like a very, very small amount of money per how many views you get. It really does. On paper, it might look great, but if you compare it to an educational channel, honest to God, when you can sell products, services, physical products, digital products, and you can literally keep 95, 100% of the profit margins, there or thereabouts, why wouldn't you? And you don't even need the views that this would need to generate the same income. And as well as that, I would even argue it's almost more fulfilling because you're teaching something of true value. You're sharing skills that you already have with the world. I think that is super fulfilling. Anybody who wants to teach and pass on their knowledge, teach other people something, see those people get results, see other people grow, there's nothing more fulfilling. And what's even better is that you don't have to rely on some stupid algorithm to make that happen. You're not at the mercy of an algorithm. You're literally just putting out videos, but it's getting seen by the right people. Arguably, yes, it's probably going to be way less people, but if you're putting those videos in front of the right people, does it really matter? I'd argue it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter. But a lot of people seem to think subscribers, views, all those metrics, those are the judge of success on YouTube, and they really are not. And if you do find yourself falling into that trap of judging your own channel by the success you're at right now, like say, for example, you have a few hundred subscribers or maybe zero right now, don't let that be the judge of how successful your channel is or is going to be, because that's not true at all. And it's what stops people growing on YouTube. It's what people throw the towel in for. They start a channel, think, oh, it's going to be super easy. They're going to get super viral videos really quick. Doesn't work like that. It really does not work like that. Your audience is already out there. This is a video to teach you how to tap into it and how to find them straight away. Now, it may not be an overnight thing. It definitely won't be. But playing big from the start and not acting in a way from where your channel is currently at is one massive, massive step. It's a massive mindset shift, and it's going to help you massively. And then the second point is don't believe everything your eyes see. Don't believe everything about subscribers and views. Trust me, it's all vanity. And then you want to trick your brain into thinking that your audience is already there. Act in accordance to having a bigger size audience if that's what you want. I don't know if you, like, even if you only have 5 views on a video, think about this, right? Have you ever sat in a room with 5, 10, 15, 20 people, right? Can you imagine that, right? If I make this video now and it's got 80 views, right? If I have 80 people in front of me in a room, like, just picture that. Picture the 80 people watching. And that's me teaching this thing to 80 people. And that's how I'm trying to think of things. I'm looking at this camera lens now, actually thinking like, well, how would it actually feel if I was speaking to 80 people on a stage? And then think about what if I was speaking to 3,000 people or like 20,000 people. Like, it is actually nuts when you think about how much attention, how many people you can impact from my little office with a phone recording this attached, just recording. It is actually insane how much value you can bring to the table. But if you start thinking like that and start thinking in accordance with, well, my audience size might not be this big right now, but what about if I was speaking to 100,000 people? What about if I was speaking to 20,000 people? How would it feel? How would it look? Because I can imagine if it was in real life, you would be blown away by the amount of people that you're actually impacting and actually helping. Even on the smaller side of things, sitting in a room with 20 people, sharing your knowledge and helping other people, is like life-changing. I think another point to mention as well is to value every single viewer. In the beginning, you want to treat every single person like a real person, not just a statistic or a comment or an engagement or whatever. If you get a view, like, pat yourself on the back, give yourself kudos for it. And if they leave a comment or if they engage with you, engage back and start a conversation with them. I'm not saying start a full-blown conversation, but like, don't just see people as statistics of like, oh, this is going to affect my engagement when more people comment, and just ignore them. When you're small, you have time and attention and energy, and even when you're bigger, I would argue that you should just always be doing the unscalable. And the unscalable means replying to all the comments on your channel, replying to everything. If somebody asks a question, maybe it's a video you can make for your future channel. Like, these people are, this community of people is your community of people. And if you think about it like that, as you grow, this thing just gets stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger. It's actually mind-blowing to get across how powerful this is. But I know a lot of people, and I've been guilty of this sometimes, of just ignoring comments, just because it's like sometimes quite overwhelming when you start to get a lot. But when they're meaningful comments, people asking questions about things and wanting to know answers from you, the expert, you should be the person on the other end of the keyboard replying to them, either in written form or actually providing value in the forms of a video or a post or something to help them out. And these are all things that literally will help you grow your audience so much faster. And it doesn't even matter if you ever reach this goal of having a plaque or anything like that. That's just all, again, it's all vanity. It's cool to have, but it wears off really fast, I can tell you that right now. I would much rather help people on a smaller scale in a much better way, in a much more closely connected way, than having a huge audience who I don't even know, who I'm not even connected with. That, to me, is not as fulfilling as having a smaller audience of core people who are super interested and passionate about what I'm sharing and also want to grow, because those are the people that I want to help. But yeah, your audience size is out there. That's how I'd recommend tapping into it. Go check these videos out next and leave any comments below, and I'll get back to you soon. See you in a bit.